Hi, thanks for joining me on TCM. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Up next, Summer Under the Stars with Gary Cooper rolls on with Coop as another real-life American hero. This is a nearly impossible to believe if it weren't true story. From Warner Brothers in 1941, Sergeant York. The story goes like this. Alvin York is a simple man living a simple rural life in Tennessee with deep religious convictions. When World War I breaks out, York seeks conscientious objector status. His faith won't let him fight. Ultimately, though, York does go off to war and he becomes a battlefield hero. On the morning of October 8, 1918, Alvin York single-handedly killed nearly 24 Germans, but that is not the half of it. York also captured another 132 enemy soldiers, essentially by himself. York was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, but when he returned to the States, he refused all offers to profit from his actions. York simply returned home to the mountains of Tennessee to continue that quiet, rural life. For 2 decades, Hollywood producers tried to get permission to adapt York's story for the screen, and for 2 decades, York refused. Finally, though, with the United States on the verge of entering World War II, producer Jesse Lasky personally flew to Tennessee and convinced York to agree to the movie, but York had conditions, 2 of them. First, all proceeds York would receive would go to religious charities. Check, no problem. Second, no one could play Alvin York except Gary Cooper. As you're about to see, York made a wise choice. That said, who wouldn't want to be played by Gary Cooper? From 1941, also featuring Joan Leslie, Walter Brennan, and George Tobias, this is Sergeant York. Before agreeing to play Sergeant York, Gary Cooper visited Alvin York in Tennessee. They spent some time together. By all accounts, they got along well. Cooper got to know the devoutly religious man who had given up drinking, didn't smoke, didn't swear. For Cooper, that kind of role about a simple man of integrity was made to order. And after 16 years in the movies, Gary Cooper finally won an Oscar. Typical of the characters he played, Cooper fumbled and stumbled and shucked his way through his acceptance speech. Then he admitted, "Funny, when I dreamed about this, I always made a good speech." Cooper then exited the stage, forgetting his Oscar on the podium. Smooth, but as always, genuine. Coming up, Cooper once again plays a real-life hero, this time a doctor in World War II who rescued wounded sailors in the East Indies.